It's opening day, baby, for the New York Yankees, and I have the lineup for you. Let's go. What's going on, everybody? Happy Thursday. Opening day, Yankee Stadium. So far, so good. It's a beautiful day. It's going to be a little chilly, but nevertheless, Yankees get the Brewers. Okay, now, they have not released the 26-man active roster yet, but I do have some news on the roster, and there are 4 guys that are on it that have lockers in Yankee Stadium today. Pablo Reyes, as you know, we mentioned him yesterday. Brent Hedrick, lefty reliever. So they're carrying 3 lefty relievers right now. Oswald Peraza and Yoendris Gomez. So we spoke about Gomez yesterday, about him and Reyes both making a team. But Hedrick, I was surprised about. Peraza, I'm a little surprised about. Now, that doesn't mean a trade's not being worked on, a trade's not being potentially made or in the process of happening. And that could be a reason why the official roster is not out yet. Okay? And again, if you want to know when that roster comes out and you're a fan and you're not subbed to this channel, hit that subscribe button right now, please. And turn on your notifications too. Because when the roster does officially come out, I will be live to talk about it. We'll break it down for everybody. Okay? And I want you to know, and I want to know what your thoughts are about it too. So, Yankees get the Brewers today. Carlos Rodon is on the mound. Okay? Now, there's a couple other tidbits of information that kind of come out little by little, right? So, but before we go any further, let's put this bad boy up on the screen. This is today's lineup. Okay? Austin Wells is leaning off at the dish. Aaron Judge is batting second in right field. Cody Bellinger is batting third in center field. Paul Goldschmidt's batting cleanup, first base. Jazz Chisholm batting fifth at second base. Jason Dominguez batting sixth in left field. Anthony Volpe's batting seventh at shortstop. Ben Rice is DHing, batting eighth. And Oswaldo Cabrera is batting ninth at third base. And on the mound, Carlos Rodon. So there's the lineup. That might change in a day. It might change. We don't know yet, right? We'll see if the roster is exactly what we thought. I didn't think Ryan Yarbrough would be part of this bullpen. I didn't think Brent Hedrick would be part of this bullpen, but they are. So pieces could be, the finishing pieces could be still put together on this team as well. And I would definitely not be surprised because they have been looking to add a right-handed bat. There was chatter about a couple other players, and nothing's happened yet, at least that we know about. And maybe if a trade does happen, they'll move some guys out on the 40 that aren't on the 26. But if they do bring a new player in, they're going to have to move somebody from the 26 anyway to get this guy on the 26. So it still remains to be seen. What I am hearing some chatter is that there is chatter growing that Giancarlo Stanton could miss the entire season. So that has not been confirmed yet. Hasn't been corroborated by many people yet, but it's a chatter I'm hearing behind the scenes. So once we get more intel on that, I'll definitely get it to you. You have my word on that. But how do you feel about this Yankees lineup? Despite all the injuries, and the Yankees have 8 players. They put 8 players on the IL yesterday. Okay? And what I find peculiar too, and let me pull up this list, because no surprise a lot of these folks, right? But I am surprised that a couple guys not being on the 60-man IL like Giancarlo Stanton. So means he's still on the 40. Okay? Clark Schmidt was, we know that already. JT Brubaker, we know, got a fractured rib. A couple of ribs, actually. Clayton Beeter, we know. Ian Hamilton, we know. Scotty Frost, light hamstring strain. He's working his way back. Johnny Loizaga, we already know. Giancarlo Stanton and DJ LeMahieu are both on the 10-day IL and not the 60-day IL. So, and Luis Hill, we know already, he's on the IL too. And he was already placed on the 60-day IL, taken off the 40 to make room for, I think it was Ryan Yarbrough the other day. That's no surprise there. So there could be moves. Giancarlo Stanton could be moved off the 40-man, placed on the 60-day IL to facilitate a trade that they might make. right? And we still know the Yankees have been shopping pretty aggressively for a right-handed bat. A couple of them were mentioned in rumors the last couple of days. Luis Robert, but he's not fit here for third base. Royce Lewis from the Minnesota Twins is a fit. Young, got controllable years. So, and he's got some power in his bat, and he's a right-handed hitter. I don't know what the price would be for either one. It'll be pretty high for Luis Robert. That's for sure. But where would he play is the question. You're going to move him to the outfield and DH Jason Dominguez. That's not going to help Jason Dominguez in the outfield. And what happens if Stanton does come back? You're going to cut one of them? That one doesn't make any sense at all. Luis Robert, Royce Lewis, I could see, but it hasn't happened yet. So, and again, until this roster is officially released, something could happen. But we know the lineup now, right? And I'm excited about it. And again, despite all these injuries that the Yankees have had, losing guys Cole, Stanton, all these guys, they are still a top 5 team in baseball. So in all of baseball, other teams have gotten better, absolutely, like the Red Sox, right? And the Braves have gotten better. They're healthy. So the Texas Rangers, they're healthy, right? So the Yankees are still a top team in baseball. And I am confident. Even this, and I don't really care what Jeff Passan said yesterday. He's got them missing the postseason. Okay. It's too early to predict that stuff anyway. We don't know what they're going to do during the season. And the Yankees have shown confidence that they don't think anything is going to knock them out of contention in the first 90 days of the season, which does give them a little bit of time. Give them a little bit of time to get some players back, right? Namely Luis Hill. Hopefully Luis Hill. And a couple other guys in the bullpen too. So, and maybe add a piece on the offensive side. We don't know what they're going to do yet, which is why I'm just excited. I'm excited at the start of a new season. They'll get their pennant awards today, an opening day, which would be pretty darn cool. The gates open at 1 o'clock. Game starts at 3. We'll be live after the game to recap it and hopefully celebrate a Yankees win, right? Hopefully Carlos Rodon shoves. Hopefully Devin Williams gets his first save against the Brewers, right? And they're off tomorrow, but they play Saturday. And it's going to be Max Fried against Nestor Cortez. That's going to be fun too. So I'm very excited about this. And hopefully the Yankees will get off to a good stretch where they win more series than they lose, which is what they did last year for a good chunk of the season. They won more series than they lost. And got off on a good foot, set them up to win the division. Hopefully, even despite the injuries, we have enough here to help propel us to that title again. But I don't think it's going to be easy. I think the Red Sox are going to be pretty formidable. The Blue Jays, I would not really mind. The Blue Jays made another offer to Vlad Guerrero this morning, an up contract offer. What I'm hearing is he's looking for $500 million absolute value. The last one they offered a $500 million contract, but it had deferred money, which lowered the overall value of it. So it's kind of an actuary term, value. It doesn't lower the number, it just lowers the value of it, the present day value. So he would still get $500 million, whatever it was. So, but he wanted no deferrals, and he wanted at least that $500 million absolute value contract. So stay tuned. That might happen too. And which could also make the AL East a little bit more formidable. I don't think they're going to bring back Bo Bichette after the season, but they keep Vlad. That's going to be pretty darn good for the Blue Jays. So, but that's the lineup, gang. That's what we know about the roster. This is what we know who has lockers here. Okay, some surprises, some no surprises. But I'm happy that Pablo Reyes got a spot. Right. I'm happy that JC Escar got a spot. Happy that Gomez got a spot. And Brent Hedrick, I'm glad they're adding a third lefty to the bullpen right now to give some variety here while the other right-handed relievers work to get back to health. So let's go Yankees.